Okay, so I think we're rolling. So yeah, so just touching on last week, we were just chatting before I started recording. Then you threw out your Facebook
Mm-hmm.
ad. Your Facebook ad. You said you had real narrow targeting, and you're looking to open that up now. Come next time,
Yeah,
a bit of a learning experience.
absolutely. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
Now,
it didn't cost me too much, but yeah, it's good.
okay, good. Now the thing that we look at on the Facebook ads, I think you said the targeted reach came down to like 800 or something like that, 880. I think you said. Yeah,
Yeah.
ideally you want to try and have that in the in the thousands range, especially because I think you're working like in that city. You're trying to target like the business people, but
Yes.
I'm assuming by targeting the business people, you're targeting them in that area where those
Yeah.
people are anyway. So if you go
Exactly.
geographically, you're probably going to pull those people anyway, and you'll pull more of them by just going, okay, well, if you're based in the CBD or like wherever your area might be, there's a good chance you're going to be in that sort of what your targeted market is anyway.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
you'll probably get more than 880. You'll get
Yeah.
several thousand, hopefully, which should then
Hopefully.
allow for some extra leads and some extra, sales ideally.
Yeah. Exactly.
Easy. So anything else from last week?
No, so that's about it. I've got an ebook that's just been finalised. I got it done on Fiverr, which was good. So that's just come through this week. So my plan is to start to set that up now. So I'm doing the landing page and getting all of that sorted so that I can start to funnel in and have that ticking over as more of a constant
lead magnet.
Exactly.
Easy. And where are you going to use that? What's the plan for that at this stage?
Kind of just to have it sitting on the page and to just have it ticking over and periodically running that when I'm not running the other two kind of ads for either the trial week or
on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So the other thing you could also do, I'm just looking for paper here so I can write things down. The other thing you can also do is use it on. Are you using Instagram at all?
Yes.
So when you use Instagram, you can give that as like a return follower thing. Hey guys, just sending you a quick message. If you're interested in fitness or whatever it is that you're sort of niching into, I also give all my followers a free ebook. Would you like a copy?
Okay.
All right, that's gold. That one. I mean, the thing with Instagram is you if you can get your targeting right, that can work really well. But obviously, you'll get a lot of anytime you're giving away something for free, you get the sort of tire kicker sort of people. But Instagram's a very easy one where you just send that out to any return followers, touch base with a message, gives them a reason to reply, put them in your Facebook group. That's a really easy one. I think Instagram, we probably have it coming up in the next couple of weeks anyway. But that's a really good one on Instagram. I mean, we use that, and it works a treat to get people, to get leads in through the door, and it does well. So it depends on, like what is your ebook going to be?
It's free at home exercises basically that people can do in a hotel room or at home. So
easy.
Yeah,
cool. Okay, yeah. So you same sort of thing. Just try and target. Use the same thing on Instagram where you go, okay, I'm going to try and target like the demographic in or this location. Usually works really well. Could be like, it could be a major gym in that area. You target their followers who might fit your demographic. You can do that yourself by spending, a few minutes a day doing it, or you can. There's a program that's called InstaZood that you can.
How do you spell that?
Insta, like Instagram, and then it's ZOOD.
Okay.
And that automates a lot of stuff. It automates the first message as well. So not the conversation, but you can actually automate that first message of like, so if someone returns the follow, it can be, hey, Loretta, thanks for the follow. Just double checking, are you interested in getting healthier, or are you interested in fitness, or whatever it might be, as a bit of a qualifier. And then when they reply, then you can, then you can go from there, and you just have that little conversation, it's a good little strategy.
Okay.
Just get those free leads, and you can always nab the sales from there as well, but it's just a great one to get those free leads, just get them, like you said, ticking over, filling up. Yeah, that's a good one for the ebook.
Okay,
and it's
excellent.
free. That strategy is free. InstaZood's I think $10 a month or something like that. But you can, as I said, you can do that by yourself without using the important thing with that sort of stuff is that whole batching, because or else you can get like lost in this web of checking it 15 times a day. And, like it gets a bit messy with that sort of stuff. So that's where you just want to try. I mean, depends on whether you personally use Instagram at all. I mean, I personally don't use Instagram at all. So it's very easy for me to never ever check it until I need to check it,
Yeah.
So I suppose it's one of those things, if you're logging in there and logging into your Instagram, 10 times a day because you like checking Instagram, it's a bit harder to block it out and batch it for later. But it's that's the best way to typically do a lot of this stuff is to go, okay. Monday morning or whatever, whenever it is, I'm going to batch my following. I'm going to batch my return messages. I'm going to, so you just do it you just do it all in one hit. That's I do that with the assessments and all that sort of stuff. Like I wait, boom, do them all in one hit. And then, then I don't look at it again until later.
Yep.
And the same sort of thing with everything, and it ties into this week we're looking at the accountability and the retention stuff. So
yes,
the same sort of thing with the text messages or the, the Facebook tags on the posts and stuff like that. Same sort of thing. Set aside some time to do it. And then from there you just, block out that 15 minutes or you block out that 20 minutes, try not to think about it until then, and then off you go.
Yep. Now, I'm madly writing down.
Yeah, that's all right. Now, in regards to, which will sort of be like that little segue into today, what are you, so your group at the moment, I was listening to the last week's call, you're week 4 at the moment or week 5 of 8?
Yeah, it's week 4 this week.
And what have you been doing in regards to the accountability side of things or the text message side of things? What was your...
Yeah, I've really got to step it up. So previously it's never been a problem, and I'm just finding this round I'm getting a lot of, I've got another set at work. I've got this happening. So I'm finding the drop off and the last minute kind of piking out is really increasing. And I get it. It's dark. It's cold.
Yeah. You're always going to get a lot more of that in winter.
It does. It's happening a lot more. Even compared to last round, it's happening a lot more. So I've really got to step it up and follow up a lot more because I'm just finding that it's feeling easy for them to.
Okay. So at the moment, are you doing anything on it at the moment, or are you just sort of letting it roll?
I'm letting it roll. I do follow up with them sometimes, and I get that some of them are like, look, I'm traveling a lot at the moment, and I'll give them space, obviously, when they're traveling for work. Yeah. But otherwise, I'm like, okay, you're coming along. But it just tends to be that kind of last minute, either 10 o'clock at night or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not coming along. So it's that.
Yeah.
I want to,
the best one, you've got them in a Facebook group?
Yes.
Hello, Stu. We're just chatting. We just got into this week's content. We'll get to you in a bit. Yep. Welcome. Yeah, the best thing, you've got them in your Facebook group. The best thing is that Sunday, either the Sunday night, whatever works for you. You might, whether or not you want to give them extra time, whether you want to do it on the Saturday or the Sunday, doesn't really matter. Do a post. How many sessions a week are you running?
I run 4.
4. So you do your post 4 sessions a week. Do you know, do you have a general, today's strength, today's stretch, today's boxing? Do you have a...
No, but I don't at this stage. Okay. So, but I think I'm going to start doing that for next round.
Just easy. Yeah. That's just easy on your programming side of things. So you go, Thursday's always boxing. Monday's always high intensity. And then you just can rotate between all the different workouts. So you don't need to be super specific on that post on a Sunday. It can be high intensity Monday, strength Tuesday, whatever it might be, Wednesday boxing, right? So you have that just a little, you have a little image, create a little Canva, whatever, post that on the Sunday night, tag your people, who's in, and they comment below, who's in, let me know what sessions you're coming into. And then they comment below, Stuart says, I'm coming Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. The next person says, I'm coming Monday, Thursday. The next person says, I'm traveling this week, but I'll be there next week. Or I'm going to do the home workouts. I'm traveling this week, but I'm going to do so if they reply, I'm traveling this week, you're like, hey, you've got the home workouts. How many of those do you want to do? Do you know what I mean? You can sort of add that layer of accountability there. And then on the Sunday, you reply. And then come the Monday, if Stuart, I can't remember what Stuart said, but Stuart says he was coming Monday, you can just give him a little a thumbs up or a little great work on that post.
Yes.
Nice work. And then if he doesn't come the Tuesday or the Wednesday when he said he was going to come, it can be a simple, hey, Stu, didn't see you Wednesday.
Yep.
all right, just in that Facebook group, all right? And you can do it that way. But if Stu says, for instance, he's like, oh, I'm coming Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it comes to Monday, he's not there. You know, you've done the little message on Facebook, he hasn't replied. Wednesday is not there. That's when you can sort of go that layer deeper and go like send a little text message or send like a messenger and like, hey Stu, you know, like I noticed you said you were supposed to be coming Monday and Wednesday, and I haven't seen you. I just want to double check, is everything okay?
Yep.
And it's just that extra layer of being able to add that accountability that way.
Yeah.
And doing that like makes people feel bad, if that in a nice way. You know what I mean? Like, so if someone said, hey, I'm coming to 2 sessions or I'm coming to 3 sessions, and it gets to the, you know, Monday, Tuesday, and haven't gone to any of them for no reason, and you call them out on it, that's, you know, that's your job sort of thing. Like, and they're like, oh shit, you know, she's right. Like, I did skip out on Monday because it was cold. Oh, I did skip out on Tuesday because it was wet or whatever the reason is, right? I better get there tomorrow. You know, like maybe they won't get, you know, I mean, you can't drag them out of bed, right?
Yeah.
But you're doing the most you can.
Yeah.
It's just that added layer of accountability, that added layer of, you know, like relationship as well. And again, same sort of thing. If you batch it properly, you can manage it pretty easily, even with like larger numbers. You know, you can manage that stuff pretty easily.
Okay.
All right.
Good. Yep. Sounds good.
I think that'll help as well. You know, and it's something that
definitely,
you know, it might be tough to get like the buy-in from people week 4. But you know, like it's just if you start it now, and like by the time you roll into your next challenge, it's the expectation that they're going to reply.
Yep.
All right. So I would still start it now, even if it's midway through. And then that way, you know, like that way come next challenge, it's not like something new that they haven't, you've already got however many people you've got now who are following it. So come next challenge, you've got those few people who are really already bought into that sort of procedure. Because some people just won't reply to it. Some people just won't, you know, I mean, it's just what they, you know what I mean? Like, but you will get people who will, and that will encourage other people to do it as well.
Okay.
All right. They'll follow the leader sort of thing.
Sounds good.
Easy. Any questions on that one for the moment?
No, I'm pretty good with that. Yeah. Easy. Thanks, Travis.
No problem. Stu, anything from last week at all? You were rolling out a bring a friend ad or an open week ad, I think, from...
yeah, I'm going to be doing that a few days, I think.
Nice. All set up already? Open week?
Yep.
Nice. And so your last ad you ran, you had huge success for, right, in regards to like the results. This open week ad, is it you're sort of keeping a similar format?
Yeah, similar thing.
And then follow the same sort of thing, try and get them in there for their open week. Their, you know, how many sessions you run day and night, I think, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So they're open for their 10 sessions or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Nice. And same thing, phone call, same sort of process you're going to follow?
Yep, all the same sort of thing, yeah. And I've got the tickets that I've handed out to the current challengers and even some of the members, like people who come in who aren't in the challenge.
Yep. So like priority passes you've done with the Bring a Friend stuff. How's that? Yep. Have you followed those? How's that gone for you with like those extra layer of like advertising for Bring a Friend week within your group, as opposed to just like, hey guys.
They all seem to really like the tickets.
Yep.
And I guess they're all, one of them said, oh, I've asked 3 people. I'm just waiting to see which one's the most committed. And I said, well, grab a couple more and give them all one sort of thing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, cool.
Yeah. So they're all thinking about who they're going to bring, and I'm trying to mention it a few times. And
nice. That's the important thing, is it's just like pumping it up. That's that important thing. And then once you get like those passes back, that's like where you start. You know, like it's the same sort of process on what you would do when they're already a client. So, which is again another segue into this week. Like the other part of this week is, you know, like that onboarding sort of thing. So in regards to when you get someone signed up, so someone signs up, well, they've signed up for Bring a Friend Week. What are your sort of processes at the moment?
Well, that's a good question. I think that my onboarding at the start of this challenge wasn't great.
Okay.
And probably because I was just sort of winging it and didn't have a real process.
Yep.
So yeah, that is something I would like to improve.
Okay.
I just sort of, I don't know. I just sort of signed up, got the medical questionnaire sort of thing signed up, and then that was sort of about it, other than following up with them sort of the week before and the day before to say, making sure you know where you're coming and that sort of thing. But
yeah, well, that's important as well, because if they haven't trained in a while, or they, things like that, like letting them know, like, hey, make sure you bring your mat or your towel, or maybe you're giving, like you're probably not going to give anyone anything for a bring a friend week or a freebie week, right? But if they're paid, maybe you're giving them their free mat or whatever that might be for their little gift, right? So, but apart from that, like, hey, make sure you bring your mat or your towel, your water bottle. We've got, parking on, wherever the parking is. There are bathrooms there, little things like that. They're just like some of those things that people might wonder or might need to know. Like, oh, I wonder if there's going to be a bathroom there, or, little things like that work. And then it's almost in on that same, like everything sort of flows in, right? So when we spoke about the sales stuff last week, or when you spoke about the sales stuff last week with Jono, you've got those questions you can ask about, hey, so what are your goals? And so that's all part of that onboarding side of things. So like jot that down with them so they know that their goals are 3 sessions a week or 2 sessions a week, so that you can sort of call them out when they're like going, hey, your goals were 3 sessions a week, but you've only been coming for 1. Like let's try and get that extra session in, or whatever it might be. So that's all done through that onboarding side of things as well. Like those little those right questions of what they want to achieve.
Yeah.
All right. And then the rest of it's just that simple stuff of like the basic information, which you're doing. You said like the location, the what to bring, what to expect, the time, little things like that. There's just allaying those fears. Like, so if someone's like nervous about coming down or something like that, you can just simply go, hey, I'll be there 15 minutes before, ready to go. If you have any questions, come down. So you're ready, you're set up, you're there 10 minutes or 15 minutes before the session. So if they're like a bit of a nervous Nelly, they might come in early and you can have a chat with them and sort of, calm any nerves or anything like that. That's the important part as well.
Yeah. I think the only thing I don't think I did the goal setting stuff as well as I'd like.
Yeah.
And I would have probably just liked to have some sort of welcome email or welcome pack that they could have, but that's just stuff to come up with for next time, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I think goal setting, one thing I would focus or look at doing on goal setting is also give them a bit of a structure as well for some of it, because for me personally, I'm not a big goal setter person. Like Jono loves goal setting and like very focused, and some people are super like, it's very easy for them to do. But for me, I find it very difficult for some of this stuff. But if I'm going into a fitness thing and it's like, how many sessions a week do you want to attend? Like you're sort of goal setting with that, like, but giving them that framework of going like, rather than just saying, oh, what do you want to achieve? Or do you know what I mean? Like rather than having it, I think it's important to provide those both ends. So you're catering for like different people, the people who are super focused and they can just answer an open-end goal setting question without a problem. And then for the other people who are like, the open-end goal setting is a bit like, I don't know where to start. You give them like, okay, well, how many sessions a week do you want to attend? Or what, in one word, what would you like to achieve? Or, like just real narrow so that you get something out of everyone regardless. And the best one is like this, the sessions. That's like the best one that you can sort of keep people accountable for, because if you don't ask people at the beginning, how many sessions do you want to achieve? How many sessions do you want to attend a week? That's the easiest one for you as a trainer to like keep them accountable to. And also like, it's a super reasonable one as well. Like, and then you can chat to them, because quite often when you talk to people early on, they'll go, I don't know about you guys, but they go 5, coming to 5 sessions a week, every day, coming every day. You're like, okay, like, when was the last time you went to the gym? Yeah, like I remember, when was the last time you went to a boot camp? And they're like, oh, never. I'm like, okay, look, how about we start with, 3 sessions a week, and if you can, tick that off, that's you know what I mean? So those little ones, I think that's a good one as well. Like on that goal setting side of things, just give them like a little bit of framework. I think works well as well. And it's not all just like weight loss, or not all just, like, I don't think that's the way to frame a lot of this stuff.
And those sort of results come with the consistency of coming to the number of meetings anyway.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Another one, I'm working on a bit of a presentation at the moment for like online challenges, and one that we had earlier, which could be interesting to add into like a goal setting thing, was I went to a presentation by a guy called James Brees, who runs Strength Matters, very big like high-end online training group. And what they do is when they sign up early, they ask people their WWS, which is how many steps do they take on average at the moment. So they go like, okay, look at your phone, because everyone has their phone or their Fitbit or their whatever, like not everyone, but most people. And it's like they ask them, so how many for the last month? What are your average steps daily? What is your average water consumption by day? And then how much do you sleep on average a night? So they ask them that at the beginning in their questionnaires, because as they go through, they use that as part of their challenge stuff. So they sort of they framed it a bit differently. So they were like, they didn't give, so they were high-end online coaching, which gave nutrition stuff originally, right? Then they scrapped all their nutrition stuff and said, unless our clients can hit 7,000 steps a day on average, 7 glasses of water a day on average, and 7 hours sleep a night on average, we're not going to give them any nutrition. So they like cut out. And so I think it was something like in their 18 months since, they'd only done like 20 nutrition plans for clients. Yeah, out of like hundreds. Like, because people just couldn't hit those numbers week in, week out. So even if you get something that on like your pre-framed thing, the way we would do it is when it comes time to, like run a walking challenge, you could ask people to reflect back, hey guys, have a look at what your average was. And then for them, exactly. So for them, their target was to increase it by 500 steps a day on average. So it's not something that's like, if they average exactly right. So all of a sudden they're walking 3,000 steps a day, like that's what they're starting with. And then all of a sudden you're like, we're doing our walking challenge this week, 10,000 steps a day average, and you're not going to, like it's too big of or too drastic of a change. So even asking some questions like that, like what are your average steps? Because it gives you a bit of a framework of their lifestyle as well.
Absolutely.
Because you go, okay, well, I now know that this person is an office worker who takes, less than 3,000 steps a day on average. I now know that they they don't drink any water, and I now know that they sleep less than 6 hours a night on average. So you sort of it also ties into that, like collecting data from your clients, which will also help when it comes time to run those challenges down the end.
Yes.
All right. So that can also go in within your goal setting sort of, like questionnaire thing. How you gather that is, I don't know what the easiest way for you to, you might have like a little Excel page or I don't know what the easiest way to gather that sort of data would be from people, but I think it's a good one to do that way. All right. And so that was onboarding. How about we were having that conversation just before accountability side of things, Stuart. So what are you doing do you do anything in regards to people turning up to sessions, or like, do you have any procedures there at the moment, or?
So I do that, what you were discussing with Loretta, when I jumped on. I have the post at the start of the week with the timetable, what sessions are you coming to, and then I check them off, thumbs up or message, just exactly how you said.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, I just.
And how have you found your attendance over the challenge at the moment? Because Loretta said hers has dropped off sort of in the last week or two.
Yeah, I've found that I've still had the drop-offs.
Yeah.
But there are people who I think wouldn't have stayed, but they are still coming.
Yeah.
So there's still a couple of that are not coming, and one said they had the flu all last week, and that might be true. It's a bit hard to tell, but yeah. And there's some who they don't get their shifts for the week. They only get their shifts for part of the week. So they give me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then halfway through the week, they'll give me the other days. And there's another one who's a teacher, and they say they don't know which days they're going to have late meetings and things like that. So they just aim for a certain number of sessions a week.
Yeah.
It isn't as specific, so it's a bit harder to be able to say, yeah, you came today, you didn't come today, whatever.
Yeah.
But I try to just send them a message every couple of days if I haven't seen them.
Easy. That's the way to do it, I think, as well. Like you said, if you're able to keep those, those ones who are, because you've basically got three groups of people, right? Whenever you sign up to a gym or a boot camp or anything like that, you got those ultra committed people where you probably don't even need to do anything, and they're just going to be there because they've paid and they're like, I've paid for this, so I'm in. You've got the people who, unfortunately, as much as you try to help them, they're going to find as many excuses as possible to not come and to not turn up. And unfortunately, you can't drag them out of bed and get them there. Like, you can't hold their hand. You can try for but it's not sustainable. And then you've got the middle people and all this stuff. And the middle people is probably the larger group when it comes to those two opposites, They're the ones you capture with the accountability stuff. So the more of them you can capture and keep in on the accountability through this accountability stuff or through the onboarding, they're the ones where you up your retention. Those sort of middle ones, they're the ones where you can have the best results for retention sides of stuff and continuing to improve and evolve and stuff like that.
Yeah. And that is the feeling that I've had over doing it for a few weeks, is that there are those ones. That's who it's worked best for. The ones that you get the feeling that they may or may not come, but they do increase their attendance because of that accountability. And then there's still the couple, like you said, who don't show up.
Yeah. And I mean, you do your best with those. The important thing, if you've got a 10-week challenge, the important thing is you don't give up on them. But in saying that, you send them the message, you send them the text message, hey, I haven't seen you. Again, there's only so much you can do from your side of things. It's not what you want, obviously. You want people down there. But yeah, you focus, that core middle group, which can go either way. That's where you get the best results for this sort of stuff. And that's the same with the challenges and all that sort of stuff as well. You get them to buy in, and then that also plays a role in all the retention and all that sort of stuff as well. All right. Okay. We got anything else we need to tick off? Any questions?
Do you find that sometimes, I guess I'm just looking at my challenge structure at the moment in terms of the different weeks and the different challenges that I've got set out there. And do you find that some clients find it too onerous? It's too... does this make sense? I don't know if I'm making quite clear. It's for some people, it's
Yeah, well, you can get that as well. It depends on. That's why it's good to pick the right challenges. But if you've got challenges that require a lot of work, if it's the squat challenge, and then next week it's the push-up challenge, and if it's that, you're going to find it's far more onerous. Or but realistically, if you're let's go back to the week one structure, the get to know you thing. Share a photo and share 3 things about you. Pretty straightforward, right? That one's not going to be super onerous. All right. And then the next one might be sharing the recipe can be a bit arduous for some people. But then the next one could be a walking one. And if you've already got their answers, and they know, for instance, they know what they were walking on average. Hey guys, we've got our walking challenge this week. Look, ideally we're looking at getting people to get between 7,000, 10,000 steps a day. That's what we want people to get. Have a look at what you were doing in the month beforehand for the last month on average. I want you to try and work on improving 500 steps a day. You don't need to go out and go for an hour walk. Like, like people, like you said, it's pretty arduous if they're walking 3,000 steps a day and all of a sudden you're like, well, now you need to find an extra hour in your day to go for a walk to get your steps up.
Yeah.
That's where they might, you get that bit of kickback sort of thing potentially.
Yes.
But if you know that they're at 3,000 steps and you're like, okay, or they know they're at 3,000 steps on average. All right, what your focus is, an extra 500 steps. All right, extra 500 steps the day before. And that's as simple as taking the stairs instead of the lifts. That's as simple as parking the car a little bit further. That's as simple, like and then you just provide them those little simple strategies, with posts through the week. All right. So, and then the next one could be hydration, right? Again, pretty simple. Hey guys, make sure you've got your, that's a 750 ml bottle or whatever it is on your desk. And the target is 2 of them or 3 of them, whatever it is. So what you want to focus on is 1 before lunch and then 1, after lunch and then one at home, and again, they're not so arduous, those sort of challenges. Do you know what I mean? Like the walking one can be, if the walking one can be, if all of a sudden you're like, 10,000 steps a day, that's what you're going to do, and they're not getting anywhere near that can be tough. But if you sort of structure them in the right way, you only have that couple that are overwhelming potentially. Yeah. And realistically, the challenges, they're sort of things that you want to, you just want to try and make them aware of like little habitual changes they can do.
Yes.
So it's like the stepping one. So throughout that week, you can share some strategies about how to increase your step numbers on average. Whether it be, hey, like things like every hour, like get up and move around for 5 minutes. That's tough to get people to do. Like I keep going, I got to do that because I'm sat here for so long. I'm like, I've got to get myself to do that stuff, But simple things of like take the stairs instead of the lifts can really help. So little strategies like that, and then it just ties on to the other one, so yes, I agree with what you're saying. It can get that way for some people, but it would be not. I don't think that would be the majority.
Yep.
Who's got the who's?
That's my dog.
That's your dog. Okay. That's all right.
Yeah, I found with the challenges, I did the recipe sharing one, and then I did the smoothie sharing one the week after. And I found that didn't work very well because it was a bit too much of the same thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I think if you split them, if you make one week 1 and the next one like the week 6 sort of thing, like so like the corresponding if it's a 10-week challenge or 12-week challenge. But I think the ones it's just get them to buy in and then get them on those ones that are sort of those habitual change ones, which is the water, the walking, the sleep. And there's so many options, like you can even do one like a meditation one, there's so many apps out there where it's like, okay, there's, I can think of 3 or 4 like really good apps that are like 5-minute meditation apps. And it's like, okay, your goal is to try and do 5 minutes a day. And that could be when you're sitting on the bus. That could be when you're on the train. That could be, like any time, when you first wake up.
The other one, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even the Fitbit has something on it where the little circle comes up and you have to breathe in and out to the circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
My Apple Watch has got that. Yeah, the little, yeah.
Yeah, so there's tons of apps. There's if you don't know them for that sort of stuff, there's Waking Up's good. Headspace is good, and there's another one I like, but where is it? Waking Up, Headspace, and there's another one, but where is it? Mindfulness. They're the 3 that I've sort of played around with a little bit. They're all free and they've all good. So Waking Up, Mindfulness, and Headspace. So again, just choosing the right challenges that aren't going to be the same sort of thing over and over again. Like the exercise ones can be a bit, so if you're doing like, we're doing a squat challenge and the goal is to get, whatever, the wall squat or whatever it is. at the end of the sessions. Like they're a bit of fun as well.
Yeah.
But you know, like the ones you want are those ones that can create changes, because that's where you get the results.
Mm.
You know, because you'll get better results from people if you get them walking more, drinking more water, and sleeping more. That's why I love those three. Like the way that guy broke them down at that presentation. I
like that.
That's just that way he broke them down of like, that's what we're going to do. Because realistically, if you can't achieve those three standards, what are the chances you're going to stick to like a diet plan? Or you're going to, you know what I mean? Like, and each of them tie off from one another. Like, so if you increase your steps, chances are you're going to increase your water consumption. Chances are you're going to improve your sleep. You know, so they sort of, so it goes in that order. And they just do one at a time. And so for us, like I think when you're running those challenges, you might separate them by by 2 weeks each one. You know, so it's the walking challenge, then there's something else, and then there's the, you know, then
hydration.
There's hydration. Then there's something else. Then there's the sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not always things of people doing, you know, and they're not always things people doing things, right? It might be like you said, like the sharing the photo, or it might be sharing the recipe, or it might be doing a physical thing, or it might be even an excursion that week, or, you know what I mean? So a few different things.
Yep.
Cool. Anything else?
Yep. No, I think that's me.
Helped? Cool. Stu?
Yeah.
I guess it's more of a sales thing than an onboarding thing, but with all the leads that I got from the start of the challenge, when would you start trying to contact them to tell them about Open Week? Is there too early?
Probably about the week earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, probably about the week earlier. Now, did you get many of those people in like your Facebook groups and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, so I'd say the week earlier. So, because what happens is if you're promoting that in your Facebook group and then they get, you know, a phone call regarding that, like it all ties in. It's all, you know, they know it's happening, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
yeah, the week or so earlier. You know, you wouldn't want it too early because it like we're having an Open Week in 2 weeks' time. It's a bit, you know, far out for it.
To be something that they have to act on.
Yeah. Easy. Yeah, so about a week out. And, so I've got booked in, I think, Sophie Hawken this week for the 100 Club. And let me just double check. We're running out of time here. And then next week, let me just have a look what our content is for next week. Week 4, week 5. Online challenges. So we'll be going over some of the online challenge stuff next week.
Yep.
Easy. Sounds
Excellent.
good. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
See you Thursday. I'm pretty sure I've got Sophie booked in at 11.
Okay.
So 11 o'clock on Thursday, she's booked in. Right? Easy.
Excellent.
Sounds good, guys.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
See you next
Travis.
time. Bye.
See ya.